Hi, this is Juel from Ladyliciousness.com. I'm so excited to share an interview that I had with Sylvana Simons with you, a TV personality here in Holland, an amazingly courageous and inspiring woman who had a lot to say because she's on a similar path supporting women on tapping into themselves and finding their inner power and their inner instincts so that they can move and flow through life in a more confident and strong and fierce way. I was so excited personally to sit down with her, as she is a total role model for me. And she so articulately puts everything that I believe in, everything that I try to say and share with all of you. And she has a great way of bringing it across, and there's so many tips and information in there, and it's such a great perspective. So I'm so excited to share it. Please let me know how it touches you or inspires you in the comments below, and share it with your friends because it's an awesome video. It took me a little bit of time to be able to figure out how best to bring it to you, but I'm just gonna give it to you raw. I can hardly be heard in the background, but I'm trying to solve that with some subtitles. So please enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions, and check and follow me on ladyliciousness.com. Take care. All right. So I'm going to leave this really open. The point of the interviews that I'm doing with women are to show other women we're so good at making excuses. We're so good at saying, oh, she can do this because she has this or that or whatever, or she doesn't have this or that or whatever that's holding me back, and that's why I can't do it.
It's true.
And so I'm trying to show that everybody has fear, everybody has their courage that they have to look for, everybody has their superpower that they have to look for, and I'm trying to show that to them.
Great.
So who are you?
Well, who am I? My name is Sylvana Simons. I am 45 years old. I am a mother of two. I'm a woman, first and foremost. And then I do all sorts of things. Work as a TV host, a radio DJ, a publicist, a public speaker. Anything that really makes me happy and makes me feel like I can use my talent, creativity to leave a mark, not just to leave a mark, but to contribute to a better world, whether it's through entertainment or through depth.
And what does being a woman mean to you?
A woman is what I am, first and foremost. I think it comes next, second to being human. And then there's woman. What defines a woman, obviously, is a lot more than just the physical side of it. I think being a woman means being blessed with something, means being blessed with strength, being blessed with the ability to create in the purest form. As a mother of two, I really feel very strongly about that blessing. I've experienced what it's like to really have life grow within you, and then birth that life. So to me, being a woman, first and foremost, is a blessing. Second, I think it's a challenge. I think it's a challenge in a world where a big part of the world is constructed to cater to men first. So I think that's very challenging for women. But would I want to be anything other? No way.
What does femininity mean to you?
Femininity, I think, is a very personal thing. I think it can mean a whole lot of different things to a whole lot of different women. To me, my femininity is probably a mixture of mind, body, and soul, as in the way I present myself. I'm a very vain girl, so I like, I like looking feminine. Then there's the strength again, that is to me a basic part of femininity. It's an interesting question. I think that's it. I think it's a mixture. I think it's very personal. And I think it's a mixture of everything that you as a woman can bring to the table in presenting yourself as a woman, feeling like a woman. And it may look, if you place 10 women in a row, they will probably, hopefully, all 10 of them will look completely different. And that thing that they share, that's femininity.
Sort of like an energy or like
it's definitely an energy more than anything. I think so, yeah.
In my teaching, I work with the idea of the masculine and the feminine that exists in male and female, or like in men and women both. And I talk a lot about the idea of the male or the masculine energy being our drive, our ambition, or where we want to go from A to B in a very linear kind of line. And it's a very mental process, it's a very up here process. And it's the world that we're kind of living in now.
Yeah.
And the female or the feminine, I talk about being our creative core, which is around your pelvic area and how to get into your body. And it's how you enjoy the journey and how you're inclusive in the journey and how you can step into vulnerability for the journey. And in finding that balance between those two, because that's the unique part that I find that is like everyone finds themselves somewhere on a spectrum of that.
Absolutely.
How does that resonate for you? Like if you think about finding the right harmony for yourself between where it is that you want to go and tapping into your vulnerability, into your inclusiveness and that power, can you say where you are on that scale? Or
I think I would be at a different point on that scale, varying on what the situation or life asks of me. I think we can switch in any second, in any moment, between that what we call masculine or feminine, and according to what life asks of us in that moment. I cannot help but think that the feminine power is still the one that drives me. Whatever happens, that's first. Also because I've trained myself, and also when I do coachings and when I speak, I talk about we are taught to be sensible always, use your mind, think. And I'm trying to share the idea of not thinking necessarily, but feeling. Because before we even construct a thought, we already know. And we know from here, and this is where our female power is birthed. So when I switch between the two, I hope that it's a fluent thing. I hope it's a natural thing. And I think that I don't even think about it too much. I don't try to force myself in either direction. But I do always listen to my feminine power, which then helps me find my masculine energy if needed. Or my feminine energy if needed. So I do agree with that that scope that we have, but to me it all starts with the feminine power of knowing. We have all heard stories about female intuition, and it's not a joke, because before we tell ourselves what to think of something, before we let other people enter our minds with thoughts and convictions, we already know, and that's my guide.
So you have to get up every single day with courage and face your own internal fears that you have in your life to go out and be who you are and do what you believe that you're here to do.
Yeah.
What is your superpower to do that?
It's that same superpower that lives here. This is the superpower every woman has. What happens generally is that through upbringing, social demands, education, women are taught to forget about it. Obviously, because if we don't, then we wouldn't be so easily influenced by, be it the beauty industry, be it politicians, be it this male-dominated force that's everywhere around us. So we are taught to forget about it. But I use various tools every day to remind myself of it. I look at all the great decisions that I've made based upon listening to that superpower. I forgive myself for my mistakes. Every day I find something to forgive myself about, but every day I also find something to compliment myself with, whether it's a decision I've made or a choice I've made. It all starts with allowing yourself. This is what I tell people who come to me for advice or who come to my master classes. It starts with allowing yourself. For one reason is that we have been taught that we need permission. So obviously we're going to wait for permission. We tend to wait for permission from other people, but the only person you need permission from is you. So allow yourself everything. To be brave, to be scared, to be good, to be bad, to be bold, to be anything that's there. And that will help you. Once you have permission and you don't need anybody else's permission, that superpower is just going to rocket sky high, because from that moment on, you do not need validation to be brilliant, to be vulnerable, to be scared, to be everything everything you can think of, you are, and it's all good. It all has its place. And once you've given yourself permission, once you've accepted that this is all within you, and you can use all of this to help you reach happiness, which is experiencing the freedom to be who you are, then you've created independence, and then you're the most powerful person in your universe, because you're the only one you need permission from, and wow, you can give it to yourself. I think that's what keeps me going, and that's what helps me every day. In the moments when I'm scared, in the moments when I'm lost, when I don't know, when I feel self-doubt coming up, or when I'm tired, when I feel that whatever effort I'm making is not making a difference, I remind myself that no. It's okay to feel this way right now, in this moment, and you know what? It's okay to feel another way in the next. I think that's what helps me a lot. Thank you.
And it almost answers the next, or it already answers the next question.
Oh, let me know what it was.
Well, how do you tap into it?
Okay. Well, there's something I can say about that too. The best way to become free really is to shut that mind up. That mind is only there to pose another question, another why, another obstacle, and it has its use. But you will never find an answer to anything if you only think about it. Because you can try this. Think of a problem. You'll find a solution in your mind. The very next second, you'll find another problem for the solution you just came up with. And this is going to go back and forth as long as you stay here. But when you are honest to yourself and you truly feel about something, it might not be what you want to feel. It might not be how you want the situation to be, but there will be no doubt about what you feel. And And we tend to say things like, oh, my mind's telling me this, but my heart is telling me that. And trust me, it's always the other way around. It's just you not really wanting to know the truth, wanting to know what's real, and therefore, working past your own feelings. But the best way to tap into your truth is to shut that mind up. And how do you do it? You focus on what you feel, your gut. You feel that tinkle. You feel it. We all have those moments in our lives when we go, this went so wrong, and to be honest with you, I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. Well, you did know it was going to happen, but you chose not to listen to it because your mind and your greed for something, you let that overrule. But, you don't have to ask yourself questions in the mind. You just have to focus on the issue and feel it. And you're set, you're done, you're good.
Right, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You teach very similar things.
Yeah. But
exactly the same.
Yeah, I thought so. And I think you said that when we met. And when you started and you said, the female and the male, and it's all there, and we tap it. I thought, yeah, that's us. Yeah.
I want to jump in all the time, but
I understand it's difficult, huh? Because yeah.
What is the biggest challenge in your life for being able to quieten your mind? Have you ever noticed any patterns, or?
What I do is I try to find 15 minutes every day of non-stimulants, which is difficult because I'm addicted to my smartphone, I'm addicted to social media, there's always someone wanting to know something, asking a question, but I really do try and find 15 minutes a day with no stimulants, communicational stimulants, and that's when first my mind starts racing. It starts filling up the emptiness and the silence, and I let it. I've stopped trying to really meditate and become empty in my mind because it's never going to happen. So I just let it happen. I just let that happen, and I know that every thought I have, it's fine if it's there. It's just not something I have to live by. But it's a conscious effort. It's something that you have to really make sure that you decide to take that time for yourself. It's not given, not in this society. There's sounds and noises and opinions and pictures everywhere. So it's my responsibility to find those 15 minutes a day. And obviously, when my eyes are open, I see stuff. But I try not to have a conversation for 15 minutes. I try not to have an opinion for 15 minutes, and just. It's like when you're walking your dog. I don't even have a dog, but I imagine you walk your dog and it's on the leash, and you walk and you walk and you walk, and then at some point you come to a little field or something, and you just unleash it, and you just let it run. I think that's what happens in my mind. It's just, but it's good. It's great. It works for me.
What is it that you want to share specifically with women who are making all of these excuses?
Well, I always have a question for women who make excuses as to why they cannot do this or they should do that. I always ask them if they're fine with that. And if they're fine with it, well, keep on going. If you're not fine with it, get real with yourself. And the way I work is I work through the mirror. So I take women and I put them in front of a mirror and I wait. I wait until the judgment is done, because that's the first thing women do when they look at themselves. They start judging. I'll wait. After that comes shame, fear, and we wait. We don't speak, we don't do anything. I challenge them to look at themselves, look themselves in the eye, because as women we're taught to look at ourselves, judge ourselves. How's my hair, how's my makeup? what do people see? What will they think of me when they see me? We're taught to judge ourselves. But I challenge them to make a connection with themselves by really looking themselves in the eye. And then, without fail, after 10, 15 minutes, that's when the tears come. Because the tears come when the connection is being made. When you look yourself in the eye, and you can no longer lie to yourself, and you can no longer look at yourself as an object. When you truly connect with yourself, the truth is going to hurt at first. The tears come because you can tell in your eyes the pain that you've been trying to hide. You cry because you see all the hurt that you've endured. But you also cry because all of a sudden you see the beauty, you see the honesty, you see the vulnerability, you see yourself, you see you. And that's when we can start working, because we need to be real with ourselves first. And we need to accept ourselves as we are first. Once that is done, then the road is clear for us to start cherishing that image in the mirror, respecting her, loving her, being grateful to her, not take her so seriously all the time, love her. And for me, that works. Whenever when I feel an imbalance in my life, or like I know when I've been running from anything that needs to be dealt with, really, I go and I stand in front of the mirror and I look myself into my eyes, as long as it takes to pierce through all the shells the walls that we build around ourselves.
That's a great share and message.
And it really works. I know it works.
I do a similar exercise.
Yeah.
Exactly, like in standing, and sometimes in a group setting, but also on one-on-one.
Yeah.
And to start off with, it's always
it really opens everything up, and the most important thing, but what I really like about it is the forgiveness. What tends to happen after a while is we tend to forgive ourselves, and we which exactly, it's like it's okay, exactly, be, and this is the person you need to work with, because you need to be real with yourself. You really need to, otherwise it's not going to happen.
And it doesn't make sense almost. But last question.
Yeah.
How can we get in touch with you? How can we join your class? How can we come to a workshop? Or how can we find you?
You can join my class by going to my website, sylvana.nl. You can always contact me through Facebook. I'm very approachable on social media. Send me an email, sylvana@sylvana.nl. And I do a 3-month monthly masterclass, which lasts a day. And people that have been to the masterclass tend to say that it's like they have been, they've been to a spa retreat for the soul. So you'll come back from that day rejuvenated and lighter. What I do say to women who want to come to my class is this: my classes are not designed in a way that the result I'm after is not that you like me. It's not that we become best friends. It's for me to help you get back on track and reconnect with your inner power. So I'm not the type to sugarcoat anything. We are going to work. We are going to do whatever it takes, because my only intention is for you to walk this planet with the pride and the confidence that you deserve. That's it. Thank you. Thank you.